everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Today's video is going to be another Dazzled or Disappointed review, this time on the Tarte Tarteist paint palette. Now this is the Tarte set for holiday 2016 that is exclusive to Ulta. I picked it up not too long ago. I've used it, I've played with it. I've used both the eye products, the face products, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you swatches of all the products included in this set, and then we'll go on from there and I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, the packaging comes like this, same type material. It's like a cloth material, same abstract design, just different colors for this one. And this is different from the Sephora set in that it doesn't look like that book style. It's almost like a little box, and it's got a couple of little tabs that you can pull open for the product. I feel like it's a little bit smaller than the Sephora set. That one was a little bit thicker, probably a little bulkier, but this one is not quite as big, and like I said, different colors. What you do is you pull up the first little tab. Let's see. And you get all the eyeshadows right there. So you get a total of 24, just like with the Sephora set. That one also came with 24. And then what you do right here, there's a little tab. This one's a drawer that pulls out. And you have a little palette that comes out that includes the face products. There is a little eyeshadow brush, and then there's a Tarte Tarteist glossy lip paint, as well as the Tarte Tarteist mascara. So let's go ahead and start with swatches of the eyeshadows, and then we'll move on to the face products. Okay, the first four shadows are Reflection, On Display, Muse, and Canvas. And the three right here are mattes. And because they're the lighter colors, they're probably not going to show up as well. But that first one does show up really nicely. I've noticed that the satins in here show up very, very nicely without a whole lot of digging, unlike the Sephora set. Okay, the next four colors are Set the Tone, Have We Met, Take It Easel, and Renaissance Woman. And all four of these, from what I can tell, yep, all four of them appear to be matte. Take It Easel almost has like a satiny type finish. Let me see. No, it's pretty much matte. So that's what they look like right there. Again, these matte shades are still on the lighter side, so they're not going to show up as much. I used one of the ones that we're going to come to in just a bit. I used it in my... actually, no, I'm sorry. I already used it. So Renaissance Woman is what I used in my crease today, which is this last one right here. And it built up very nicely. I didn't have a whole lot of issues with it. I was pretty pleased. Next four shades. These are still in the second row. This is Abstract, To the Pointillism, Gilded Gallery, and Stencil. Stencil is the only matte in these four. The others are kind of have a sheen, like a satin. Very, very pretty. I did not have to dig much at all to get good pigmentation. So that's what they look like. And then just to give you an idea, the color Abstract, which is this very first one, I wore on my lids today. Moving into the first four of the third row, we have, and I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce this correct, Roy Viv, Metallic Masterpiece, Be an Original, and Beret. There are no mattes included in these four, as you can tell. And that's what they look like. So now that we've gotten past those lighter mattes, you're probably noticing that these have quite a bit of pigmentation. The last two of the third row and going into the last row, we have Sepia, Kaleidoscope, Go for Baroque, and Contrast. And Contrast is the shade I used on my on the outer portion of my lid to deepen the color up, or to deepen the look up. And I was very happy that I chose that color for the look. I really liked it. Those went on just a little bit patchy, but I may have not done the best work of sliding them onto my hand. Last four. we have Make the Gradient, Doodle, Landscape, and Gothic. Make the Gradient, Doodle, and Gothic are all matte shades. This is the only satin type color. And that black went on a little bit chalky, a little powdery, but in my honest opinion, how often do you come across a matte black that is just amazing and stellar? And there's a few of them out there, but it's really hard to get those perfect. So, and I used that black shade for my liner today. I didn't do a wing liner. I went a little more natural with the black eyeshadow, and I had no problem. It went on easy, it went on smooth. I was done in a jiff. Okay, moving on to the little drawer that wraps up the eyeshadows. We're going to move on to the face products. So, like I said, this little mini palette type thing pops out of the drawer, and this includes all your face products. So there's 3 included with this set. What a blush, what they're calling a contour. For me, it would be more of a bronzer because it looks like more of a terracotta type shade, and then a highlight. So I did use both the blush and the highlight. I didn't use much of the bronzer because the foundation I used today is already it's a little darker on me. So if I go on with bronzer on this foundation, it just doesn't look right. So let me give you quick swatches. So there we have the blush, the bronzer, or what, like I said, they're calling the contour, and the highlights. The last 2 items, so it comes with this eyeshadow brush right here. Have not used that yet. But then you've got the mascara, and then you've got the glossy lip paint in the shade Double Tap. I'm not as thrilled about the glossy lip paints as I am the matte versions, and that's because, okay, I'm going to show you something weird, because if not, it's gonna eat at me until I show you. So I opened up the glossy lip paint. I haven't used this, and what I was going to say was, because I had already tried out the one in the Sephora box, I didn't feel too compelled to use this just because I don't have a whole lot of pigment. They don't last a whole long time on me, and so I needed to choose something else for the day. But I'm going to show you something really weird. I hope you can see this. The little applicator is like green. Gross. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Like, I don't know if that's the true color of the applicator or... I don't know, that freaks me out. But, well, it's not coming off green on my hand. This actually does look like a darker shade than the one that came in the Sephora box. So that's a little bit of a pleasant surprise. But now I don't know if I want to use it because of the green applicator. Ew, it looks moldy. It's probably just the little... I don't know. Maybe they're all this color and we don't know it because of the product that is on it. I'm going to try and like swirl it around. No, it's still green. Ugh. Okay, so that might not get used. Then again, I wasn't really planning on using it anyways, but that aside. Okay, so let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts on this set right here. So it was $49. Like I said, it's exclusive to Ulta. I think I went into this with the same expectation because I had already used the set that I purchased at Sephora, or that was exclusive to Sephora, and I just really was let down. I loved the packaging. I mean, I can get away with using some of the colors if I really dig, if I really, apply and reapply, really layer, but I just really wasn't impressed. The pigmentation wasn't there, and for Tarte, your expectation is, the Tarte lip palettes and all that, so you're thinking, okay, these are going to be stellar, and I just wasn't impressed. So I think I went into this one with that same expectation, like, I'll check it out, I'll try it out, I'll give y'all the review because I know people will be wanting to use it. But I was pleasantly surprised when I started using it, when I started putting it on my eyes, when I started swatching them. I was like, oh my gosh, the pigmentation, I don't have to dig. They're really, really smooth. Now, when I say really, really smooth, you all know For me, the stars of the show in these holiday sets, or the shadows that are going to get used the most for me, are those that are the stars of the show, the satin colors, the sparkly colors. So I'm not looking as closely, like if a matte disappoints me, that's not as big of a deal, because, well, then I'll just grab my Tarte lip palette and that's what I'll use. I actually was not disappointed with the mattes in this. Now, there's a few that I probably won't ever use just because they're so light. Can use them as an all-over base before I put on my eyeshadow. But I was very, very dazzled by this. So impressed. It was such a pleasant surprise. I really, really like all these standout colors. So basically every single satin in this set I loved. And quite a few of the mattes. Like I said, just not the lighter ones. But let me give you another close-up. So basically anything with like a lot of color, I just really, really liked. Most of the shades in this second row I was very impressed with. Pretty much all the shades in the third row, and most of the shades in the fourth row. The black, I mean, I could take or leave. Like I said, I'll probably use it for a liner. It's not the smoothest to be like applying, you know, as smoothing out over your lid, but for a liner, it's pretty decent. And like I said, these top colors, because they're so light, they don't really, you know, the color doesn't come off as much, so I probably won't use those too frequently. Now, let me tell you, the face products, you know, we've all come to know and love Tarte blushes, even Tarte highlighters, as just top of the line. So I don't know that these particular products ranked as far as top of the line. These would be the ones I'd call my favorites. The highlighter, I really did have to dig, but I did love how it looked once I had the finished product. So this was several layers. Once I got it layered, I very, very much liked how it looked. Like I said, it's a little hard on the top, so I really had to dig in with my brush. The blush is a little bit of a lighter shade, so it's not going to work for my ladies with deeper skin tones, because on me it was a lighter shade. I really had to layer a couple of times, and that's unusual for me to do with a blush. It was a little powdery. I had a little bit of kick up. Nothing bad, nothing that I'd, you know, that I'd say I was disappointed in this set over, because I was already so dazzled by the eyeshadows that this to me was like, well, okay, that's fine. I mean, you know, I've got a couple of Tarte blush palettes from previous years. They came out with a great one this year. But just letting you know that. And then, like I said, this blush, or this bronzer shade, contour shade, is more of a terracotta type shade, and so it's not like a true brown or tan color. So just keep that in mind. So I hope this helps you in your decision on whether or not you should pick this up. I was dazzled by it. I love it. I think if I had to do it over again, well, okay, if I had to do it over again, I would have bought both Sephora and Ulta exclusive. You know, who am I kidding? I love the packaging. But if you are going for it based solely on product, which most of you are, I would pick this one up, and I would forego the Sephora set. You're gonna get a whole lot more pigment out of this one. I think the colors are more versatile on this one, and you'll be able to create quite a few more looks. So I hope this has helped in making your decision on whether or not you should pick up this set. Before I let you go, let me give you the verse of the day, which is Philippians 4:6, and it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." I am a very anxious person. I will just put that out there. I tend to worry about a lot of stuff, and so this is my go-to verse when I feel that way. So I hope this helps y'all, anybody out there who may be struggling with the same thing. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you again for watching. Bye!